Welcome to this new episode of Content Creators Friday Talk, your weekly show about content creator industry. We will share with you insight and also tips and tricks. I'm Frederic, co-founder of Foxiners, and I co-hosted this show with Cyril Coste. How are you today, Cyril? I think you are in Argentina this week.
Yes. Hi, Frederic. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I am in Buenos Aires until tomorrow, so it wasn't exactly a mid-diet here.
So I don't ask you if you like steak or not, because in Argentina you have no choice but to eat a lot of steak, I think.
Yeah. But if you need a fish restaurant, I have a very good address. It's a Basque.
Also.
It's a Basque restaurant specialized in fish. So don't hesitate to DM me, and I will give you the address.
Wonderful. So on the agenda this week, we've got some great insight about LinkedIn. We also introduce you a new tool, blackmagic.so, and we will show you some campaign example. For instance, we will speak about Cisco. And to conclude, Cyril will introduce you a new ChatGPT prompt. So without delay, we start with LinkedIn. Cyril, last week we spoke about Twitter, and regarding the last episode, we wonder ourselves if LinkedIn could get the most out of the game with all these changes. You have to opportunity to have a look on LinkedIn statistics. What is your conclusion?
Yes. So I dabbed in a little bit, and it's quite challenging because LinkedIn is very well known for not sharing any of their stats, any of their data.
Exactly.
So what I've been able to find is by up to last November 2022, the number of global users was up by 8%. Okay, so that's quite a considerable amount of people, because when you consider that it's targeting only professional people, and that now they have around 900 million users. So 8% in a year, it means like 60, 70 million more users in a matter of months. So that's quite a spectacular growth. And this basically may explain, our question was, is there a transfer, especially in the B2B space, from Twitter users to LinkedIn users? And at the same time, so PEW Research released a research recently about the impact of Elon Musk on the users and the content. So this is only for the US, okay? So it's
okay.
More difficult to compare with what's going on with LinkedIn. So in the US, apparently the number of users, active users, as I say, who connect at least once per month, is down by 9%. Okay, so the number of active users down by 9%, but interestingly, the number of posts and engagement is increasing. So we have some people who have made apparently a conscious decision to leave the platform. Maybe they will come back later if they know exactly what's going on. But also people who are staying on the platform seems to have taken some vitamins or some extra energy from Elon Musk, and they like a good flight about whatever the other side is for them. So encouraging in both cases, for LinkedIn, because they've been able to bring some users that probably would have stayed on Twitter or Instagram, etc. before, so able to bring a new generation, and not to become this kind of gray hair executives, CVs and resume platform. So it, in a sense, is quite good. And for Twitter, being able maybe just for sometimes to have some people just taking a break from it. Also gives probably for people who decide to stay on Twitter more engagement on Twitter, and maybe to agree more on about what should the future features needs to be. I know that Elon Musk has all the time about the features. I'm always complaining about the DM functionalities, but I don't win. So that's it. So you know what, 2023 is going to be the year where we are.
We lost Cyril. I think he's coming back. Cyril, we just lost you. No worries about that. You say you speak about 2023.
Yes, so I'm sure that by the end of the year, even by the summer, we will have a better idea about the first directions of Twitter, and if LinkedIn has decided to shake up a little bit their content platform and really embrace this content creator strategy.
Okay, and you think that in a conclusion, it's very short conclusion, but you think that for B2B brands, they have to spend more times now on LinkedIn than previously? And if it's the case, does it change anything in the type of content they have to produce to be visible on LinkedIn? Because my only concern with LinkedIn is always the same. If you just have a look about the average spending time, and I'm not speaking about power users of LinkedIn, but on the average spending time is very low compared to other social networks like Twitter or even Reddit. And so how to catch people's attention on LinkedIn?
Very, very good question. And LinkedIn is used, it's very different from the other platforms. You have, I want to move on in my career, so I'm putting my resume and I'm kind of fishing loosely. You have the sales and marketer who basically try to get attention of prospect and clients to sign up for seminars or for calls, strategy calls, etc. And at the same time, you have also this professional Facebook, which basically you have a professional network with the people you have worked with in the past.
Absolutely.
And who you want to get in touch. So you have these three aspects. You have potentially a fourth one with paid advertisement, which is probably not right to talk about here. So I would say, don't just take your Instagram post or your Twitter post and push them on LinkedIn. Completely change. LinkedIn is very much on a kind of one-to-one level in terms of conversation. People are not going to engage in the same way as with you. You are going to produce, 1, 2, 3 tweets per day or Instagram or post on the other social media. You rarely have more than one a day on LinkedIn, and you can't. What I call, you can't be like all the inspirational bullshit that we see flooding sometimes the feed. You need to bring something that, I'm going to click see more. You have like 2 lines, and in 2 lines you have to convince whoever the reader is to click to see more. Engage more in get attention with visuals too. Very important.
Okay. And video too. Video is really important now on LinkedIn, but to be very efficient, you need to have native video on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Just be careful, depending on who is your target, who is your audience in terms of age. The older you are, the less likely you are going to be upset with some videos playing all the time, whatever. So, just be aligned with who your audience is.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for all this insight. I think it will be nice to have the evolution of this kind of insight and the evolution of LinkedIn regarding Twitter. But we will also be able to speak about new social network, just like Mastodon, that for a lot of people replace Twitter. So maybe next week or or the week after, we will be able to speak about also a Mastodon. It's just a little teaser. But coming back to our agenda, as a tool of the week, we will introduce you a new tool dedicated to content creators. We pick for this week blackmagic.so. Cyril, I think you are using these tools now for several weeks now. Could you give us a feedback on it? And I also will share with people some pictures of and the website of blackmagic.so in the same time. So please, Cyril. Oh, I think we lost Cyril again. Sorry for that inconvenience. Cyril is just coming back. Wonderful. Please, Cyril, explain us about this crazy tool, blackmagic.so. I think you use it for several weeks now.
Yes, I've been using it since November. And I spend a lot of time on Twitter, and it's really, really time consuming to maintain this kind of one-to-one relationship with people, when you use DMs, etc. It's also quite difficult with the current analytics setting in Twitter. So when you enter analytics.twitter.com, you have some numbers, about the number of views, about high-level number of retweet and engagement, but you can't really refine them. And also, when you want to be more in control about when do you respond to someone, so when you want to schedule a response to a tweet or a quote retweet or a retweet, it's far easier to do it via Blackmagic. So I see that you also have it. What is great is you can have a great view if you go, for example, on your notifications. The Blackmagic panel on your right, basically, if you go down, will tell you exactly who has which one of your tweet retweeted with a comment or not, and you can quickly filter and choose. Okay, I just want people who have commented on my tweet, and I'm going to respond to them. So that's super helpful. You save a lot of time. You get organized. Because you can after have a view with your own list, so you can create, for example. So one of the things I do is when I've connected with large accounts, I've created a private list, and basically in my Blackmagic, I just select. So it will be the engage.
Engage. Okay.
Yeah, you will be in the engage, and here you are able to select. You see on the just under engage dashboard, you have a drop-down list. Yeah, here you will have the list that will appear, and you can basically access your private list for faster engagement with people, who help you with your growth of your account. It's very well developed, and Tony Dean, the creator of the tool, has offered the podcast listener an offer, and so I'll let you announce it. And I would say we should disclose that we don't get anything back. We don't get a kickback.
Absolutely. We will try, when we introduce you a new tool, to offer you the opportunity to test it. And so with a dedicated coupon, Foxy Nerds, you will have 1 month free after the free trial period to test the solution. So thanks a lot to Tony to let us, our audiences, to test the solution. No worries, I will make the code in the description of the video, and you will have all the information. But once again, thanks to Tony for that. We really appreciate. So now, speaking about campaign, I promise that we will speak about Cisco, but just before speaking about Cisco, you share with me a nice story about TikTok use at the beginning of the week. And so just to introduce it, it was very, very, very nice. It's the story of a man that write a book for several years. I think he spent a decade to write his book.
16.
More than a decade. And he tried to promote his book by himself. And at the end, no sell. It's very few sell. And his daughter decided to help him. She has a TikTok account and decided to make a TikTok live to show the book of his of her father and to explain more about the book and to introduce also her father and the story of the book. And at the end, a few days after, the book is number one on his Amazon category. This is crazy, and this is a very, very nice story about the way we can use Twitter. And most important thing is not you have to be on Twitter, but you have to be very precise in your communication and be very direct with your audience. As you always say, no matter the meanings you've got, the intention have to be very, very clear.
Yeah, you never know what your next post or your next tweet is going to bring you in your life. Who is going to see it? Who is going to share it again? And as they say, this is life changing. Yeah,
absolutely. So, just to speak about campaign, I want to speak about Cisco. 2 months ago, I read an article about Cisco on Fortune. And in this article, Kelly Jones, she's a chief people officer at Cisco, explained how they've got now 84,000 brand ambassadors by turning their employees into talent influencers for the company by using LinkedIn. So they train their employees to become better LinkedIn users, and more important, how to communicate on social media. And guess what the impact is? She said it's reduced time to fill for position by about 5 days. And their data also shows that when our leaders are involved in recruiting like this, it increases employee retention rates. So my advice for a lot of companies, don't be afraid of social media. Let people talk. And when we have a look about Great Resignation phenomenon in the US, for instance, what people are leaving their job is because they are not recognized for their value. And the most simple way to recognize them is just to let them talk and let them explain how great they are, the kind of things they are doing. Never forget that you cannot, a brand cannot speak to all people tribes. And for instance, if you are an engineer, you will speak more naturally to an engineering tribe. And if you want to attract most talented people, it will really help you. So I think the example of Cisco is very, very interesting, and I'm very curious to have the opportunity to see how people are able to use it for their own company. Okay, Cyril, you want to add something about Cisco?
No, as you say, employee advocacy is very often, I would say, in my view, misused. That's to say, it's not there to promote companies' marketing campaign. Okay, this is the role of agencies. This is the role of the marketing department, etc. Employee advocacy is here to say, in their own words, what does it mean to work for your company, to work for their clients, and of course, they can be most of the time very positive and excited, but also, sometimes I saw some examples where after mentioning on social media some issues, especially with kids to keep the kids after school, etc. That some initiatives were launched. Also some invisible disabilities. Some employees were able to speak more freely, and what does it mean when you do, for example, stand up, but you can stand, but just not too long, and you don't want to appear to be lazy to sit down, and so it's also a way to communicate with your colleagues in a different way that is respectful. You don't target anyone, but you just share your experience, and how it would be nice to address this problem.
Wonderful. So to conclude this video and this live, I suggest now to speak about ChatGPT. Our ambition is ChatGPT, yeah! Our ambition is to share with you some ChatGPT prompt at the end of each video. And for ChatGPT, there is a lot of potential prompt. And for today, we prepare something to explain you how and to show you how you have to be very very fine when you are using ChatGPT. It's your request tuning. You have to be very careful about that, because it can change completely the answer of ChatGPT. So I will also let me just share my screen and show you how we use it. So Cyril, in this first example, we are a marketing expert in dental industry, and we are targeting college students about the importance of flossing before brushing your teeth. And we ask ChatGPT to write some Twitter and Instagram post about the campaign with a very precise CTA. And we explain also that we want to have a very funny style. So the first thing that is really important, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is to be very precise about your role, the context, attribute of the outcome, and enhancement and preferences.
Absolutely. So you just say, for any prompt you are going to write in ChatGPT, there are minimum 4 elements. Who are you? Who do you want ChatGPT to be? So your role. It's going to be very different if you are a marketing expert in the dental healthcare industry and if you are a gardener or if you are a butcher. Okay, that's going to be a very different outcome. So who is ChatGPT? You are going to frame his vocabulary, his context in terms of historical facts, in terms of some data. So basically, you are building an environment based specifically on this role. Who am I? The second part is the context. It's different to be a marketing expert if you are working on a specific campaign, or if you are going to prepare a conference to meet some prospect, or if you have some calls with some clients to discuss future planning for their campaign. So need to say, okay, this is the context. So we want to create a campaign to target college students about the importance of flossing. Boom, boom, boom. We have also a clear idea about the CTA, because we say, well, we want basically to collect your email address, and in exchange you will receive 3 months of flossing product, something like this. Then you are going to say, okay, what do you need to write? Okay, what is my outcome from you? What is my expectations from ChatGPT? So I expect some written post for Instagram and Twitter, some picture description or photo description that will be attached. I can say if I want this also to be targeted to, for example, East Coast or West Coast in the US, maybe a difference in the market for that. And so this is an outcome. And then in terms what I call like preferences and enhancements. So I have something, but now I want it to be slightly different. So I want it to be in a funny style. What I mean by funny is like college funny, not necessarily your grandparents funny, and to be also in a style of let's say Bugs Bunny or a cartoon or
Yeah.
something else. And I think you have another example here, Frederic.
Yeah, absolutely. We make the exact similar request to ChatGPT, and we only change one thing. We only change the style we want. And we say we want to write the content in the style of the Terminator. And just have a look at the first Instagram post. It's completely changed the tone. And it's completely changed what ChatGPT produces. So once again, the more precise you will be on your request, the best result you will have. Again, just have a look at this example for Twitter. It's perfect, and it works very well.
Can you read it for people who can't see the screen for the podcast?
Yeah, for sure. So for instance, for the first Instagram post, we've got an hashtag, hasta la vista plaque. Want to keep your teeth looking as sharp as my blade? Start your dental routine the right way by flossing before you brush. Trust me, it's a game changer. Head to our landing page to free floss when you subscribe to our newsletter. Hashtag dental hygiene, hashtag healthy smile, hashtag floss before brushing, hashtag no more plaque. So you can imagine that Terminator says that to you. And an example, for instance, of Twitter, I will be back with a clean bill of dental health. Start your dental routine off right by flossing before brushing. Head to our landing page to get free floss when you subscribe to our newsletter. Hashtag healthy teeth, hashtag floss before brushing, hashtag no more plaque, hashtag subscribe now. So
I think, of course, if you're a marketer, you are not going to use this content as it is, but
absolutely,
it generates so many ideas and approaches that you probably would have taken your team a few days, few weeks. That it's just accelerated. And just to complement what you said about the importance of refining the results, as we saw with the tone. It's important to see ChatGPT as a funnel, okay? So the top of the funnel is the role, the context, what is the outcome, and after all the enhancements. So always think as a funnel, not as a pipe. It's a prompt is not the addition of different layers. It's the refinement of the previous step. So think like a funnel, not like a pipe.
Exactly. So thanks a lot, Cyril, for all this insight. Thanks a lot to all of you. Hope you enjoy this episode. Next Friday, we will be back for other insight and tips. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page or LinkedIn page to have all details about next episode. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.